What's good, 9197 gamers and YouTube? This is your boy Tyler9197, Witcher 9197, Black Wolf 9197, or 9197. Back with another video for you guys, and this time it's going to be a game review, and it's going to be about Psychonauts. And guys, before I go any further with the review, all I want to say, guys, is first thing first, I cannot wait for Psychonauts 2. I'm very hyped for it, and I can't wait to play it. And because I'm saying that, you guys kind of can guess how the review is going to really go down, and it's really good. But besides that too, guys, also, if you don't know how I do my game reviews, I basically just do it like, you know, most of them first half, no spoiler. So, you know, I do a little pros and cons within the first half, no spoiler. Then after that, give it a rating, and then after that, go to the spoiler part, and then, you know, end my video that way. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I do ramble just a little bit. Like I might talk about this one point, then go to the next one, this and that, the third. Just be mindful of that. That's how I do my reviews, honestly. But enough of that. Let me go ahead and just talk to you about the game, and let me just go ahead and start by the plot. So the plot of it, guys, is that like you play as this character Rasputin, or Raz for short. He basically snuck his way into a facility camp for kids to learn how to become psychonauts. And, you know, of course, like I said, he snuck in until the main three people of Oleander. Oh wait, I did, it was like Oleander. Yep. Sasha, and then was it Mia? Yeah, I want to say Mia. I think that's all their three names. Spotted him, and they, you know, used their psychokinetic powers to pull him up. But then he saw how strong he really was, and but they told him that he needed to leave and stuff because, you know, he wasn't supposed to be there, until he kind of convinced Oleander, one of the main coaches, about why he should be there, and so they let him stay in the camp to be, you know, learn like the other kids to be a psychonaut. But like at the same time, he was told that he couldn't stay in the camp too long because, you know, he snuck in there. He wasn't supposed to be there, so, you know, he said his parents supposed to come through whenever that happens, but that's not really the main point of that. So basically, the game is that you play as Raz. Go, you know, you in this camp learning to become a psychonaut, and that's the best way I can do it. You do all the other missions just wherever, you know, because, you know, be a psychonaut. I know I said that again and again, but y'all, that's really the game. Become a psychonaut, or trying to be, at least. And, you know, of course, it's just not all. It's not all what's that one saying, like roses, and it's not all like sunshine. No, it's not all sunshine and something like that in that nature. Unfortunately, I can't tell you guys about the boss, just for the sake it's gonna be kind of more in the spoiler territory. However, I would say that, like, with this game, why I really like it so much is that, like, you do get to learn a little bit more about Rasputin, going through his journey as a psychonaut, especially a little bit with his past, which is going to be a big thing later on in the game. But like I said, what the game does really good is that, like, you have to, like, you know, you gotta keep track and be listening what's going on when you do your missions and stuff, because like literally it's gonna come back to you later on during the game. So I think the way I'm gonna do it, let me talk about the characters real quick, like a few of the characters. Then I guess I'll talk about some of my pros and cons with it. And then, like, you know, overall rating, and then etc. etc. You guys already know. So some of the characters I already told you about. Raz, he's like your main protagonist you play as. He's a very fun character and a very gifted psychonaut, and I definitely could say that much. Another thing is okay, then now let me go ahead and go you more in depth with the other three coaches I was just telling you about earlier. Coach Oleander, what's it? Oleander? I think that's how he's pronounced his name. He's basically kind of like the sergeant coach whatever you want to call Psychonaut, that's basically what he is. You got Sasha, guys. He is like the Asian kind of like secret agent looking experimental type Psychonaut. So he's like that one he's kind of mysterious but really cool one. Psychonaut, that's what it is. Then we got the other coach, that's Mia. She is the the very beautiful Psychonaut lady, and she what else I said, she's very joyful. She's really kind of energetic, like and then she definitely about her looks. I'll tell you that much. She's that type of really about her looks, but she's just more like the base of the fun. Like out of all the coaches between the other two, she's like the most fun that you want to be around with. And like I said, she do look nice. Ain't gonna lie. But okay, besides that, then I guess another character I could tell you about is Lily. Okay, then we got another character named Lily. She is, I would say, like one of the characters that she gonna play a bigger part later on, more in the story than just how you get first introduced to the character. That's the best way I could put it. And like for her, I guess it's okay to say it. She is, like I said, it's no spoiler, but I guess it's okay to say it. It's just small things that y'all gonna kind of notice off the bat. She's the ones that's kind of like to talk trash about Ras and talk about him oh you trash this and that. Well, she don't be exactly like that, but she kind of kind of give that like a pick on Ras a lot, but low key. She kind of like him, but she don't want to admit it though. That's the type of girl Lily is, and I think that's about it. Because at least for the character wise, because like I said, she gonna play a bigger part later on, which that leads more to the spoiler territory. I don't want to talk about it yet. And before I go to my pros and cons, I would say, guys, too, like I don't know what's up with this camp, but I felt like at least for the camp part of the game, is that like it feels like it's more of a hookup camp more so than a facility camp to be a Psychonaut, to be honest. Because guys, I can't tell you, because most of the kids should be around like 10 years old, because that's how old Ras is. So it's like what got me was like, guys, I didn't expect so many 10-year-olds to be like hooking up in that camp, because a lot of them say, oh, my boyfriend, oh, my girlfriend, oh, and then one of the dudes, I can't remember his name, but he was kind of the perv. He was kind of like trying to look at the girls' cabinet. He was like, I'm gonna look at these girls. I was like, dang, like, man, they everybody hooking up, and then we got pervs in there. It's like shit, man, it's a free fall. Basically, that camp, I guess, is basically a free fall. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. But all right, guys, let me go talk about pros and cons. For the pros of the games, there's a lot of them, but I'm trying to like condense them down as much as possible. So the pros of the game, story wise, is very, very fun, guys. I like, you will really get hooked in the story very quick, and you will just like everything you do in that game. Like I said, like I talk about literally almost everything in that game, like to collect or just like store, like fall, like like engaging with the story, the characters, all that, guys. Like, you're gonna like all of them main things in the game throughout the whole thing. Like, it's every part of that game is very interesting, and the way they set it up is just so cool. I guess the second thing I can talk about I really like about it is like how you like, because with Psychonauts, what the main thing they do is really they use their psychic powers, and you have like a door that you could throw on people's heads, and you can go inside their minds, which is the best part of the game right there, guys. Like, how you go in people's minds, and like when you play as Raz, and you just like whatever goes on in their head, you got to deal with it. And that's the most funnest thing ever, guys, because it's just so much stuff. Like, you would think, like, what's in this person's head? You could go in their head, and then like, well, not everybody, but like for pretty much most of the story stuff, but still, it's very cool when you get to that point where you get like the door thing, you go to people's minds as a Psychonaut, and it's like, it's very cool because you get to see what's in their head, or how they want you to see it, type thing, which is a very like big factor in the game. Is like very cool. The third thing I can say to pros is that, like, you just want to collect everything. I'm not gonna lie, I could definitely say that this is like one of the very few games that you want to almost complete everything from it, which I didn't, and it's like, but I mean, it's still fun. But I ain't gonna lie, like, after like beating this game, I could say that I was kind of upset, like, certain things, because I got too far in the story that I couldn't go back to do something. I mean, well, do like smaller things or like buy upgrades, because the upgrades are like, trust me guys, when it comes to the upgrades, and then, you know, the different abilities that you will have as a Psychonaut, because you're gonna have a whole bunch of powers you're gonna have besides just the not levitate, what's it called, the you know, when you lift stuff, you know, you lift stuff in your mind, like you could do, like, you could be like a pyrokinetic, like, you know, set things on fire, levitation, well, more like a levitation ball, like you get on top of it, you could do that, you know, like jump and all that. Then what else? What else the powers you had? You could do, you know, like there's just a whole variety of different powers. I can't remember every name of it, but that's like the fun part of the game too. And you will want to collect everything, and you know what I'm saying, overall the game is just addictive. That's all I can really say. It's very, very addictive of like the things they offer in that game. And what else I can say? I think that's it for the pros. Like, I think I said, you know, the story characters, etc. Then, you know, like, the gameplay, like I said, the gameplay is very fun. You're gonna enjoy it straight up. Then, you know, say you got all the abilities and all that. And then you want to collect different, like, pretty much everything. Oh, I would say one thing I forgot too. Also, another pro, why I like the guys, like, when it comes to, it's still collecting, but what I like about it is that, like, they, like, for old gamers, that they really put some detail in that game as far as, like, the stuff you collect. Like, for example, like, pretty much every level, guys, there literally be like almost, I don't know how many, but it'd be like hundreds and hundreds of figments that you see throughout the game. Like say like a picture, and say like one of the pictures of the figment that you see, like, well, my figment you see be like this, and you could collect it. And it's like, it's so cool because there's different like drawings of this and that you collect throughout the world of the game, and it's just like, it just blows my mind for an old game like that, how detailed it really is, which it is. And I think that's about it for the pros. Yeah, and then now let me see with the cons. To be honest, guys, I really don't have no cons in this game, to be honest. But the only thing I'd probably say I dislike is more like certain missions in the game, which something I can't say because it involves more spoilers. Like, there's some missions, guys, that you will be upset, like, literally, especially close to the end of the game. I'll tell you that much. Oh, one of the missions I did, it was just, I did not like it. But like I said, it's like certain missions that you do certain things and then you just like mess up. Like, you feel like, why would he do this type thing, whatever. But overall, guys, I have no cons for this game. It's like, it's definitely not perfect, not even close. However, like, for what I have played in that game, I wish I played it like earlier. You know what I mean? But you know, better late than never, you know. So that's all I can say, because this game is like very, like, it's like a masterpiece. Like, for what it is, especially for an old PS2 game. Like, I think it was on the original Xbox 2, I want to say. But you know, for a PS2 game, like, this is a very, very good game, and I missed out heavy. But luckily I played it now, and definitely can't wait to play Psychonauts 2. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead, before I go to spoilers, I'm going to go ahead and do my rating. And if I had to rate Psychonauts from 1 out of 10, guys, I would say this 100%. I would give this game a 10 out of 10. And of course, guys, this is my opinion. Like, I feel like the game was a masterpiece. Like, everything in that game was just perfect. Like, you, like, I love the interactions you have with the characters. I love the story, how you just go through it. I just love all the abilities, the stuff you collect. Like everything in that game was on point of what I really like in the game. And like I said, it's my opinion because I feel like it's worth the 10 out of 10. Like I feel like honestly that game was just good. It was just overall good. There was nothing in there that I felt like I didn't like too much. Like, you know, like I said, besides like some missions or certain like just small, very, very minor things, I feel like, oh, hey, you can't do this and that, whatever. But like overall, like I said, the characters, the abilities, the story, and like the interaction, because the dialogue, oh, I forgot the dialogue and all that. Like everything just synced in really good in this game, and that's why I get it. So if you guys want to play Psychonauts, I highly recommend it. Go play Psychonauts, guys. You can play it on the PS4 you have it, or you want to go back in your PS2, get the game wherever you can, play Psychonauts, because you haven't played it. Especially because Psychonauts 2 coming out. I highly recommend it, guys. Go ahead and play this game. I mean it. I know even though there's no sale right now, but on the PlayStation Store, I think it was like $14.99. Worth it. Worth it. Just go get Psychonauts, guys. It's worth playing that PS2 game. Highly recommend it. Worth it. Get the game. But alright, guys, now I'm about to go ahead and talk about the spoilers. So here is the siren. I give you time to leave before I go talk about the spoilers, and yeah. Alright, guys, it is time to talk about the spoilers. And honestly, it's not going to be that very long, to be honest. I feel like for most of the game, I feel like it's just best for people, like, you know how they just go through it. Like, you know, just go through and experience all the different sections of the game. Because the only thing I'm really going to talk about spoilers is just probably more of this, the last part. So, I really like, okay, so before I talk about the last thing of like for the main mission of like the ending, I would say what annoyed me the most, guys, was the freaking little kid Ollilander. Guys, I hate that freaking mission. Like, guys, I wanted to beat up that little kid so bad. Like that made me so mad when you had to protect them, guys. Like, it was so annoying. Like, I can't tell you how many times I had to save his little behind, that little brat. Like, I can't just oh my goodness. Like, y'all, I'm just saying, y'all, like, protecting that little kid was a freaking annoying, because he, like, my thing is like, okay, you gonna try to get your bunny, right? He got the rabbit, he hold his bunny, but then again, he let that bunny drop and then let the enemy still come after him, and it was just like, that whole mission trying to save his behind, guys, made me so angry, because it was just so dumb trying to save him. Like, I had to do it multiple times until I finally got it. I was like, man, I hate this brat. I hate him. I just hate it. I hate it. But besides that, what else I could talk about before I talk about the last thing in the mission? Oh, I'm glad that Raz got the girl. Like, I mean, like, I felt like I don't know. I feel like Raz probably, I don't know. I kind of feel like he probably sent something that she might like him type thing. I don't know. I just kind of felt like how he was kind of bold. He said, that's my girlfriend. I was like, oh, okay. You called that's your girl already? I was surprised about that. I was like, he already called the girl. I don't know. I guess like Raz just kind of had a feeling that she might have liked him a bit, but especially, I mean, of course, when we went to the beach part and she told him that you want to make out, like right there. So I think that's when I really think, like, of course, that's when he's like, oh, she really liked me. Oh shoot, oh, I feel good about that type thing. That's why I kind of think the Raz. That's why he already kind of like, all right, she said that, and then he's like, I kind of like her. Well, actually, matter of fact, you know what? When I think about it, Raz was more focused being a psychonaut. He wasn't like the other kids trying to hook up in that whole camp. He wasn't one of them until I guess when Lily said that she wanted to make out with him. Then that's when he's like, oh, and he's like, he kind of, I don't know, he probably already kind of liked her a bit, but that intensifies though when she said like, oh, she wanted to make out with him, and then he's like, oh, and then he got happy like, oh, I like her now. And I felt that was really funny. But at least he got the girl. You know, that's always a good thing for the hero. Getting the girl. Always important. And then I like to have for the and then I liked the whole thing with the circus thing with how they kind of deep dive a little bit more with Raz. What was his past, yeah, as being the circus kid. And I like that how they displayed how his father, which was annoying, like, you know, his imagination of his father, when he was throwing the freaking bowling ball, wherever the spike things, that was really annoying. But still, I like that how you know, had the idea when his father was there and he had to go basically do that obstacle of being like an acrobatic and stuff. I really like them parts of it, and I just like the overall like how after I mean basically he conquered his past. I think that's the best way I could put it. I really liked how when Raz's father like came through and he was just telling his son like, I'll tell us like, hey, I never hated you as a psychonaut or nothing like that. I mean, well, you know, how psychic powers, because he's like, I had the same thing, and like how is basically like a misunderstanding for Raz's part. But it was just good that father-son moment, how his father's like, dang, like that's how you feel about me? Well, I'm sorry that you felt like that, son, because he said he just wanted him to be happy. I just like you know, just those small varied things like you just really like in those scenes in those games. So I feel like that was a huge plus how he conquered that. And like it was really more interesting, like how, well, even though it was said earlier about the curse, so that's why they couldn't go in the water, but still it was very interesting how in his mind how it was intensified with like his fear of his father. A judgment was, at least we thought it was a judgment of him of being have psychic powers, and then, you know, of course with the water curse, and then just coming up, like things like that. And like, you know, of course, take out the big boss with the butcher, which is, I'll probably say it was more annoying the second time when I had to fight the butcher, Odie Leonard's father. You know, when he had the flames and all that. Then plus with Raz's father, like throwing a freaking spike, bowling pins. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And I think that's it. Oh, and then, you know, and then how after the end, like, I'm glad Raz finally became the psychonaut that he always wanted to do. It was like you said, it's really good because you can see the growth of Raz too, how he first started. Like he was already gifted already, but just for him just to go through all that, just the you know, like basically learn how to be a psychonaut, got all these abilities, and then boom, you know, at the end he finally became a psychonaut. That was a good thing. That's what I meant to say. I don't know why I can't talk, so forgive me, guys, if it's hard for me to really talk what I want to say. And plus, it's late for me too, just saying. But also, I would say too, like, it is kind of interesting to me how everybody kind of forgave Coach Odie Leonard a bit. Like, I mean, even though it's interesting the reason why he kind of act the way he did because of his past, but at the same time, it's like this dude literally, like I said, like took everybody's brain and want to take over the world, and everybody's cool. Like, no repercussions for that. Like, even though he apologized, which it was a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you took all them kids' brain and the coaches of Sasha and Mia. I think her name Mia. I want to say. If I'm wrong, please correct me down below. Just let me know, because I'll probably say some of these names wrong. But yeah, he took all their brains and stuff, and then Raz girl Lily, and about to take over the world and all that, and that's all you did, just apology and that's it. Like they ain't took him to jail or nothing. I guess you know, his past was messing him up, and because Raz helped him in that sense, I guess he felt like, well, I'm sorry guys, please forgive me, and I guess they gonna move on. And I was like, okay. But now it's gonna be very interesting now, because now Raz is a Psychonaut, and now him, his girl Lily, and then the other coaches going together to try to save the headmaster of the Psychonauts. And it was really interesting that that's Lily's father, which is very interesting now, like how that comes into play. And you know, from the trailer they was showing for Psychonauts 2 and stuff, looking very interesting, guys, and I can't not wait, and I want to play that game. Like after playing Psychonauts, I'm like very, very, very invested, want to play Psychonauts 2. And I can definitely say for Psychonauts, guys, that is like, it really has high replay value. I could definitely say that. Like it really has replay value, and I could say that it's definitely a game that like I wouldn't say, like, even though I say it does have replay value, I can't say that I would want to jump back into the game right back immediately, of course. But it's definitely a game that I more likely can see myself coming back into it and try to do a lot more that I didn't do. Like, you know, like probably a few more, like collect like all the other like tools and stuff that could have helped me throughout the thing, but I didn't do it, of course. But you know, like still, like it's still so much you can do in that game, and I really enjoyed it. And that's about it. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Please go ahead, hit the like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and follow me on my social media outlets, and hit the bell to get notification of my next video. Alright guys, I love y'all. Peace. God bless y'all. 9197